Hey Julie, this is Brian from Leadhounds, and in this video I want to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more patients through your website. So you might be asking yourself, why is this guy just going to show me this stuff for free? Couldn't I just go do it myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you absolutely can do that. But what I've found is that most small businesses don't have the time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google rankings when they have a business to run. So if you do have the time, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learn in this video. But if you don't, and you think you could use some help with this stuff, just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching and we can talk about next steps. Okay, so I mentioned those 3 strategies, but before we get to that, I want to talk about the goal of the strategies. What are they trying to really do here? And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or a phrase that someone's going to search on Google when they want to purchase a service. So for Lasertique Med Spa, that might be something like Botox Miami, right? I know you guys do injectables, and it's very popular in Miami. So we'll use that as an example, but you could do this for any of your services. So I went ahead and searched Botox Miami on Google, and right here we can see the websites that come up at the top, right? And it looks like there are a couple of your competitors in the Miami area, right? We have Miami Skin and Vein, Dr. Ari Crow, and we scroll down, we can see if we can find Lasertique. So we'll go through the first couple pages. And that's the end of the first page. I haven't seen it. I'll just check one more. And, all right, yeah, we're at the bottom of the second page, and we haven't seen Lasertique. So what that means is that all the people searching for Botox Miami are going to be going to your competitors' websites, right? These ones showing up on the first page. So then you might ask, well, how many people even search this stuff? Like, do I even care? And we can actually see what that number is using this tool called Ahrefs, which gives us search data. And right here we see that keyword, Botox Miami, and we see that it gets 1,000 searches every single month, right? And you have a bunch of other keywords related to that, like Botox and Miami, getting 1,100 searches every month. All these have 200, 250. I mean, this is like over 3,000 just right here, people every single month searching for this service, right? And like I said, you could do this for any of those services that you offer. But if you're not showing up on Google for those, then no one's going to find your website, right? They're going to go to your competitors. So let's take a look at the keywords you do show up for. So I went ahead and searched lasertiquemedspa.com on Ahrefs. And we can look at your keyword list. So real quick, we'll just sort by position so we know what you're coming up at the top for. So we see that you do show up first for your business name, right? That's good. But the thing about that is these aren't going to be new customers because they already know about you, or else they wouldn't be searching for your business name. And after that, after those first 3 in the first position, we go down to 10. For Med Spa Coral Gables, that's actually a pretty good one, but only 100 searches, right? Not close to that 1,000 we saw for Botox. And the 10th position is really sort of like the borderline where we want to be 10 or above, and anything below that is not going to get too much website traffic, right? So after that, you see, it kind of drops off, and you're in the teens or 20s and even 30s and 40s here. So once you get there, nobody's really clicking on these websites. So let's see what it looks like for one of your competitors. So this is Miami Skin and Vein, and we'll look at their keywords. So right here you can see, what you want to be going for. You see Botox Miami, they're number 1, right? And they get 900 searches a month for that. Botox and Miami, 1,200, number 3, right? So that's really high up too. And then we got fillers, another few hundred more for each of those. So they're getting, a ton of searches where they're coming up as the first few links, right? They're at least on the first page for all of these. And what that means is they're going to be getting most of the website traffic from these searches. So how can you compete with them, right? How can you get into those top spots? Well, that comes back to those 3 strategies that I talked about at the start of the video. And the first of those is going to be the content on your website. So what Google wants to see in terms of content is about 1,500 to 2,000 words describing your services, right? Using those keywords that you want to target, like Botox Miami. So we're looking at lasertiquemedspa.com, and let's check out your content. So you have a good looking website, it looks very professional, right? So that's great. But as we scroll down, we're not seeing a lot of words, right? We're getting towards the bottom, and it's good you have these this FAQ here. You probably have about maybe 300 words, maybe even a little less. So not quite that 1,500 that Google wants to see. So let's look at Miami Skin and Vein. So here's their website. We'll scroll down. They have a little there, a good chunk there. We'll just keep going, and almost at the bottom. So we see they probably have about 600 or 700 words, right? So they have more than you, but they don't have that much, right? And that means that as long as we add that minimum of 1,500 words using those keywords, we're going to be able to beat them out in terms of content. Okay, so let's move on to the second strategy, which is called backlinking. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google that you're a credible business, right? Because when they see another business, another website talking about your business, sending their own users to your website through a link, that gives them trust that you are a legitimate, trustworthy business. Okay, so right here we can see you already have 7 websites linking to you. So that's seven backlinks. So that's a good start. Well, let's look at Miami Skin and Vein. Okay, so there we see they have 315 backlinks. So right there you can see probably one of the main reasons they're beating you out for all those high volume keywords, right? They have way more backlinks. So what can we do about that? Well, we can actually go in and look at all of these websites that are linking to them, and we can get you a link from each and every one of these. And what that's going to do is it's going to match the strategy that they're using to get so much success on the Google search results. We don't want to stop there. Once we've done that, we want to add another 100, 200 backlinks so that we're not just matching their strategy, but we're blowing them out of the water. Okay, so that's backlinks. Let's move on to the third strategy, which is called a Google Map Pack. Right? That's this section of the search results. I'm sure you've seen it before, where you have the little map and then 3 featured businesses. So it's going to be really important to get into these top 3 businesses because these actually get about 30% of the traffic that comes from searches like this, right? So how can you do that? How can you get in these top 3 spots? Well, the first thing we like to do is what's called citations. And a citation is basically like a backlink, except instead of linking to your website, it's going to go to your Google Maps listing, right? So those are basically like business registration sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, stuff like that. And what we can do is something very similar to our backlinking strategy. We can look at the top business in the maps, in this case, Smith & Co. Botox, and we can copy all their citations, right? But of course, we don't want to stop there. We want to add an extra 100, 200 citations to make sure that we're beating them out. And on top of that, we can go through and optimize all the different fields that Google lets you fill out in your maps listing. We can geotag your images so that you're pointing Google to the location that you want to send your patients to. And then finally, we can help you respond to your reviews. And all this stuff is going to look good to Google, right? And they're going to reward you for it by moving you up in the map rankings. Okay, so those are the three things I wanted to talk about. Again, that's the content on your website, right? We want 1,500 words describing your services using those keywords. We want to make sure you're getting way more backlinks than your competitor. And finally, we want to get you in those top 3 map listings so you can take advantage of that extra traffic. All right, Julie, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If it was and you want to learn a little more, then just give me a call or shoot me an email after you're done watching this, and we can talk about the next steps. All right, thanks. Have a good one.